All right, so we're just going to watch both of your videos, play through one time each, so you can see what we got working with here. So we're starting with the front view here. And then the side view. Okay, so I know the first thing you said to me when you came to my station was, I don't pitch, I'm not a pitcher. I've never done it before. So what we need to think about is pitching is just playing catch as aggressively, as powerfully, using as much of our body as possible and using our arm as little as possible. That's all pitching is. Okay. Then obviously as you get older, it's different pitches, stuff like that. Making the ball move, making the ball spin, fielding your position, holding runners, controlling the running game, backing up bases. But for someone that is just looking to learn how to be able to be usable on the mound, all we need to understand is pitching is playing catch as aggressively, as explosively, as powerfully as we possibly can by using our body as much as possible and not using our arm. Okay. So just hearing that description of pitching, and we talked about this as well in our session about our set position. Okay. If we want to be using our body strong, aggressively, powerfully, we need to come set in a position that shows that strength, that explosiveness, that ready to go get it. Okay. Your set position here is very nonchalant. This would be like a position if someone was going to do a very abbreviated wind up where they just kick this foot back and then lift the leg up and then go through their wind up. Okay. We need to get strength in our set position because we need to get strength in our leg lift right away. And if we don't start strong, it's going to be very difficult to get into a strong leg lift position. Okay. And what we can see is how much that body is rocking just to try to get that leg up. If we look from the front view, we can see how much that body is rocking. All right, so every motion we do with our body to get the leg to come up in our leg lift, every motion our body does to get that leg to come up, the body is going to do the complete opposite movement at some point in time in our delivery, and it's going to be many, many, many times more drastic than the initial movement. Okay, so this first movement you have here may not seem like a lot. That may not seem like a lot of movement with your body. Okay, but it's a lot of energy that's going where? You're sending a lot of energy to third base. Okay, sending a lot of energy towards us right now. Where's the leg going to be lifting? It's going to be lifting up and also towards us. Okay, so now you've gotten yourself into this position where your back leg is super straight. Leg lift, not very high, and your foot is being tucked underneath your butt, meaning we're using our foot to raise our leg. We need to use our knee. We need to be raising our knee up and just think about being relaxed here. Just be relaxed here so it can just be dangling. Okay? But now, if I said start in this position here and throw the ball as hard as you possibly can, I'm going to bet that you are not going to feel comfortable doing that from this type of position. But at the top of the leg lift, that's what we're doing. From the top of the leg lift, the rest of the way, we are driving our body as aggressively, as powerfully, as explosively as we can to our target, creating all of the energy we possibly can. So that way that energy can get shot up into our arm, and the arm is not having to do any of the work because it's just using all the energy that the body just sent to it instead of having to use its own energy. Okay? So if we just get a couple guys for you to be able to see in a good, strong leg lift. I mean, this is an old video, but I mean, everyone right now is knowing Edwin Diaz and how well he's doing. But we look here, boom. If you got into that position and then was told to throw as hard as you possibly can, this one's going to be really good. Okay, so what's the one thing? Leg lift's got to come on a slight angle backwards. We got to get this leg. You have somewhat of an angle, but the leg just doesn't come up very high at all. It's not even really, in this particular pitch, knee is lower than your hip. In this one, your hip and your knee are the same. All right, we need to get this knee like up here. All right. These Garrett Coles are old Garrett Cole. He's with the Pirates. So his mechanics are pretty different, but same thing. Look at that. Leg lift on the angle. Knee is chest high. Okay. Let's get a front view so you can see what their back legs are looking like. You're not going to know Sanchez. Anibal Sanchez, maybe? When he was with the Tigers. Okay. Top of the leg lift. We got a nice little bend. And we talked about having that nice little bend in your back leg when you come set. So it's just keeping that. This is the wind up, but you can see there's a boom. Slight little bend. Still that slight little bend. Leg lift. Chest high. This is where your leg lift's getting right now. Okay? We need to get this thing up, up, up. Look at Chapman from the World Baseball Classic like 12 years ago. So at the top of his leg lift, slight bend in that back leg. Also, where's that knee at? Chest high. You may know this name with the Tigers. This was a couple years ago when he was still in the minor leagues. But there's that slight bend in the back leg. And once again, where's that knee at? Nice and high. I was reading Chris Sale as I was clicking Clayton Kershaw. All right, he's slide stepping, so this isn't necessarily. This dude right here is a monster. He's huge. Weighs a lot, big and strong. Look how high that leg lift's getting. It's like almost to his chin. All right, and again, slight bend in that back leg at the full leg lift. So I think we should just focus on that. I think we should just be working on getting our leg lift higher and keeping that back leg knee slightly bent while we lift that leg up as high as we can, working to get it all the way right below your hands. All right? We got to get this thing to go a lot higher. Otherwise, we're going to have no time to do anything. Okay? Because at this point in time, our hips need to be rotated. Okay? This back foot needs to be all the way turned over. This glove needs to be a little bit more finished. This arm needs to be a little bit more cocked and ready to go. But none of that can go and be in those positions if the lower half's not giving it time to get there. If it's not getting it powerful going. Okay? So right now we just need to work on higher leg lift and maintaining a slight bend in the back knee while we go through that higher leg lift.